Hello everyone, welcome back to SAP In Depth. I would like to thank you all for giving us a huge response. Without wasting any further time, we'll start with our next topic. Before that, please subscribe to YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get the notification of upcoming and latest videos. So let's get started. Hello everyone. In today's session, we are going to understand one of the most important foundations of enterprise software, and that is SAP ERP. If you are a student wanting to enter SAP, a working professional planning to switch into SAP, or a business user using SAP daily, then this video is going to give you complete clarity. We will cover what is ERP, what is SAP ERP, what is SAP system landscape, and what is 3-tier architecture. So watch this video till end because this is your foundation for learning SAP. Let's get started. So what is ERP? ERP is nothing but Enterprise Resource Planning. Now, what is an enterprise? Enterprise is nothing but the organization which manufactures goods or provides services to the customer. For example, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, TCS, Accenture, Infosys, these are the enterprises. Tesla and Apple manufacture goods, and TCS, Microsoft, Accenture, Infosys provide services to the customer. To manufacture any type of good or to provide any type of service to the customer, we need different resources. Resources are like money, manpower, machines, and material. Now, what is meant by planning? Planning is nothing but efficient and effective use of available resources. So without the planning, we cannot manufacture goods or we cannot provide service to the customer. Every company has different departments. Okay, let's say finance and costing, production or manufacturing, supply chain, sales, procurement, warehousing, HR and administration, IT and support, research and development, and customer services. Now imagine each department using different software. Finance uses accounting software, sales uses CRM, procurement team uses Excel, warehouse team uses separate system. This creates something is called as data silos. Now what is data silos? So data silos are disconnected pockets of business data that creates barrier between departments, process, and platform. Okay. For example is sales creates sales order, procurement create purchase order, finance handles invoice, and warehouse manage stocks. But systems are not integrated, they are not communicating with each other. So what is the result? Duplicate data, error in data, manual coordinations, and delays in the delivery. And this is where ERP comes into the picture. So ERP provides centralized data, single source of truth, and real-time updates. For example, sales creates sales order, inventory automatically update, finance automatically puts invoice, and production automatically triggers the production order. No manual emails, no Excel, no duplication. Everything is connected and everyone is in the same platform. Now, what is the exact definition of ERP? ERP is a software system that helps organizations to integrate different departments and streamline their core business process, including finance, manufacturing, supply chain, sales, procurement, and etc. With a unified view of activity, and provides a single source of truth. This is the exact definition of ERP. There are many ERP systems available in the market. Let's say NetSuite ERP. This one is from Oracle. Delmia Works. This one is from Dassault Systems. SAP S/4HANA. This one is from SAP SE. And Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. This is from Microsoft Corporation. But the SAP is global leader in the ERP software. If you see the chart, you can see SAP holds 57.9% market stake, Oracle holds 11.2%, Workday holds 7.89%, Microsoft Dynamics holds 6.63%, and other ERP software holds 16.44% of market stake. That's why we have chosen SAP ERP. Now, what is SAP? So SAP stands for Systems, Application and Products in Data Processing. SAP is one of the world leading ERP software company. SAP is founded in 1972 by 5 former IBM employees. SAP headquarters is in Waldorf, Germany. Today, SAP has more than 100,000 employees worldwide. SAP evolved from R1, it means in 1972, they have released one product, and that is RF system, that is real-time financial system. Okay. Then they have released his successor R2, then R3, then ECC, and now we are having SAP S/4HANA. The biggest transformation come with SAP S/4HANA. SAP hasn't always looked the way it does today. It has evolved significantly over the last 50 years. It started in the 70s with R1 and R2, which were main framework solutions. The big game changer came in 1992 with SAP R3. This introduced the client server module, which revolutionized the IT industry and allowed the software to run on personal computers connected to the server. Today we have moved into era of SAP S/4HANA, which is their latest generation designed to run on high speed in-memory database. We will touch more on the later video. So let's understand the key difference between SAP ECC versus SAP S/4HANA. In ECC supports multiple databases like Amazon, Oracle, Microsoft, DB database, and lot more. However, SAP S/4HANA runs only on SAP HANA database. So what is a database? Database is nothing but where we store or where the system stores the information. Okay. Now ECC has SAP GUI. However, the SAP S/4HANA uses Fiori app. This is one type of UI. UI is nothing but user interface. So we can access ECC with the help of SAP GUI in a desktop or on laptop. However, we can access SAP S/4HANA with the help of any device which are having a Chrome browser or any other browser. Now coming to the finance side, ECC has different tables in FI and CO. However, in SAP S/4HANA, the FI and CO tables are merged into one table, and that is called as ECDOCA. We will see what is the table and everything in the upcoming videos. Okay, coming to the customer and vendor, ECC keeps them separate. Okay, however, in SAP S/4HANA, we combine them, and that functionality is called as business partner concept. Okay, and SAP S/4HANA is faster, simplified, and future ready. So this is the main difference between ECC and SAP S/4HANA. How SAP ERP works. The real magic of SAP is integration. Let's look at the real life example of how data flows through the system. Let's say a customer order a car. The sales teams enter this order into the SD, that is sales and distribution module. Instantly, the system checks the that is material management module, to see if the bike is in stock. If it is, then it reserves it. Once the bike ships, the FI, that is financial module, automatically generates an invoice and updates the general ledger. No one had to send an email, no one had to retype the data. It all happened automatically across department. This is the power of SAP. What are the different modules in SAP? So basically SAP has two different modules, technical modules and functional modules. What are the technical modules? ABAP, Basis, BI or BW, NET and BTP. These are the few technical modules. And what about the functional modules? So SAP has FICO, SD, PP, EWM. These are the various different functional modules. Okay. Coming to the benefits of SAP ERP system. The first one is operational efficiency. The second one is real-time data access. The third one is automated reporting. Fourth one is forecasting for competitive advantage. The fifth one is enhanced cybersecurity. The sixth one is data-driven decision making. The seventh one is business process optimization. The eighth one is improved collaboration. And the ninth one is integration of intelligent technologies. These are the few benefits of SAP. Now, what are the types of ERP deployment? Okay. The first one is cloud ERP. Then we have on-premise ERP. Then we have two-tier ERP. And then we have hybrid ERP. So, what exactly is a system landscape? Simply, it is the specific arrangement of SAP servers or instances installed for a customer. But it's more than just a hardware, it's a workflow philosophy. The core purpose of this landscape is to strictly separate the environment where we write the code from the environment where real business happens. If there is one golden rule you need to remember from this presentation, it is this: never make configuration or code changes directly in the live production system. The landscape exists to prevent us from breaking this rule. The industry standard for SAP is known as 3-system landscape. As you can see on the screen, we have 3 distinct environments: development, quality, and production. The critical thing to understand here is the direction of the flow. Data and changes move in one way straight, from left to right. We build in development, we test in quality, and only then we do move to production. We never go backward. Let's look at the first system, that is development. Think of this as a kitchen. It can be a bit messy, and it's where the raw ingredients are turned into a meal. Inside development, we usually divide the systems into a client. First, we have a sandbox, client 100. This is a playground. Developers can try wild ideas here without fear of breaking anything important. Next is the configuration or golden client 200. This is where the actual clean work is done. Finally, the unit test client 300. Before a developer says I am done, they test their own code here. Once the work is finished in development, it gets packed up to move to next stage. Next, the code moves to the quality assurance. If development is the kitchen, quality is the test. Nothing should leave the kitchen until we know it tastes good and works make the customer sick. In quality, we perform two main types of testing: integration testing and user acceptance testing. What is integration testing? We check if the new code works with other modules. For example, if I change something in the sales module, does it break something in the finance or module? And what is user acceptance testing? This is where actual business user log in to verify that the new features does exactly what they ask for. The data in quality is usually a copy of real production data, so we are testing in a realistic environment. Finally, we arrive at production. This is the dining room. This is the live environment where the business runs. Every sales order created, every invoice posted, and every paycheck generated happens here, because these systems hold real financial and legal data. Access is highly restricted. Developers generally have no right access here. We keep it locked down to ensure stability. Downtime here costs money, so we only import changes into the production during scheduled maintenance window, usually on weekend or at late night. So here we can see one system landscape, two system landscape, and three system landscape. You might be wondering, how exactly do changes move from development to quality and from quality to production? We don't just copy paste the code, okay? We use a tool called Transport Management System, or TMS. Think of your code change as a package called transport request. The workflow looks like this. We export the package from development server. We import it into the quality for testing. Once approved, we deploy it into the production. This creates a secure, traceable change of custody for every change made to the system. Why do we go through all this trouble? Why not just make the change directly in the production and save time? There are four main reasons actually: risk mitigation, version control, audit compliance, and data integrity. What is the risk mitigation? If a piece of code crashes the system, we want it to crash in the development server only, not in the live business server. Version control means we have a complete history of who changed what and when. Audit compliance, financial regulations like SOX required separation of duties. The person who writes the code should not be the one who approves it for the production. Data integrity, we keep our dirty test data away from our clean financial reporting. Let's start with the definition. At its simplest level, SAP divides the workload into three distinct layers. Instead of having one giant computer doing everything, we split the job into three parts. First one is presentation layer, which is what you see. The second one is application layer, which does the things. Okay, and the third one is database layer, which stores the memory. We do this for one main reason: efficiency. By separating these functions, the system becomes faster, more secure, and easier to expand as a company grows. To make this technical concept concrete, let's imagine a restaurant. First, you have the waiter. The waiter is the presentation layer. They take your order and bring you your food. But, and this is the key, the waiter does not cook the food. Next, you have the kitchen. This is the application layer. The chef follows the recipe. They take the raw order, process it, and turn it into the meal. Finally, you have the pantry or fridge. This is the database layer. It stores the raw ingredients safely. The chef go here to get what they need, but the customer never enters the pantry directly. Keep this analogy in mind as we walk through the technical details. Let's look at the first layer, and that is presentation layer. This is the face of the system where you are using the old gray screen of SAP GUI or the modern colorful screen of SAP Fiori on web browser. You are interacting with this layer. It is important to note that this layer is fairly dumb in a technical sense. It doesn't calculate access or check inventory levels. Its only job is to accept your keystrokes and display the result sent back from the server. It runs on laptop, your desktop, or even on mobile device. Next, we move to the brain of the system, and that is application layer. This is where the magic happens. When you hit enter on your keyboard, request goes here. Okay, this layer holds the dispatcher. Think of the dispatcher as a traffic cop. It sees your request and assigns it to a work process to handle it. This layer executes all the business logic. It checks if a customer has credit, calculates the delivery date, and prepares the data to be saved. Finally, we have the database layer. This is where your data lives permanently. It contains master data and transaction data. Now, what is master data? Like your customer name and product list. This is the master data. And transaction data, like your sales order, production order, and invoices. Whether it's an Oracle database or the modern SAP HANA database, in-memory database, the rule is the same. The database stores and retrieves data, but it waits for application layer to tell it what to do. It typically does not make business decision on its own. Now, we will see how data flows, okay? So let's put it all together in a single transaction. Imagine creating a sales order, okay? You fill out the order on your screen and click save. The presentation layer sends that signal to the application layer. The application layer receives it. It checks if this item is in stock and is the customer approved. Okay. If everything looks good, the application layer tells the database, write this order down. Okay. The database confirms it is saved, and the application layer sends a success message back to your screen saying order 1001 is created. This entire loop happens in a fraction of seconds. Okay. Why do we go through the trouble of building 3 layers? The reason is scalability. If your company grows and you have 1,000 new users, we don't need to buy a new database. We just add more application servers. It handles the load easily. Security. Notice that the user never touches the database directly. This prevents data theft and corruption. Flexibility. You can upgrade the database software in the background without changing the screen. The user sees every data. So this is all about SAP ERP. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for further upcoming videos.
Well, on regular basis, I am going to upload PowerPoint presentation on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, X or Twitter, and Reddit. Not only just PowerPoint presentation, but also I am going to upload important files just for your reference. If you have any concerns, please feel free to ask on any of the social media platform, and for sure I will get back to you. To get the notification of upcoming and latest videos, please subscribe to YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you very much for your time and have a great day ahead.
Disclaimer: educational use only. This video is designed for educational and informational purposes only. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Trademark disclaimer. This video may contain trademarks, logos, and service marks of third parties, including but not limited to SAP SE, Microsoft Corporation, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Clipchamp, Google LLC, and OBS Project. These trademarks are the property of their respective owners. This channel is not affiliated with, endorsed by, sponsored by, or explicitly connected to SAP SE, Microsoft, or any other company mentioned. All software demonstrations are performed for educational instruction only. Copyright issues? If you are a copyright owner and have concerns about this video, please contact me directly at indepthsap@gmail.com, and I will address the issue immediately.